Baby, let me give it to you. Whatever you need, I got it. You need to know anything. You just ask and I'll provide. Whatever you want, I got it.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Looking for Love. My name's Trey Kearney. I'm your host, and this is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. We are here to bridge the gap between Generation X men and women in hopes of ending the gender war. Hey, Lamar, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Trey?
I'm good. How was your week so far?
So far, so good. It's been light. No big work. And I got deadlines on Friday, but going slow. How's your week?
Oh, it's been good. Working on sponsorships. I'll take a sponsorship class, which was very enlightening. So we're gonna get some things going.
Okay.
And working. I'm working on the back office, and it takes a lot to run these shows. We have a new show coming out about autism moms, so that's going to be a good look, and I'm excited about that because I am an autism mom, and it's called Special Needs Moms. Okay. And it says, all superheroes don't wear capes. This is something that we do all the time, and there's a lot of women that are going through relationship issues because they have special needs kids, a lot of women that are going through different things. So, the New U Nation Network is all about relationships all the way across the board, platonic, family, friends. It's just all about relationships and being the best, highest version of yourself so you can show up in a good, authentic way. So,
absolutely.
If this is your first time here, let me give y'all the run of show. So first we do our What Would You Do segment where we answer our viewers' questions and their relationship-based questions. And then we do our Let's Sip on That, where we do our celebrity relationship news. Then we do our Beauty and the Beast segment, which is our health and wellness segment, where we give you a health and wellness tip of the week. And here's our disclaimer. We are not doctors, so any health and wellness tip that we give you, please check with your physician before you do anything. Whether it's exercise, supplements, whatever we may say, we are not telling you to take anything without checking with your doctor first. And then we give you our final thought, and we send you on your way and hope to see you next week. So we're going to get right into it, and we're going to get to our...
Hey, so last week's got kind of stirred up a little bit. I see the comments going. We kind of had a little...
we're going to talk about that.
Pretty good interaction. I like that.
Oh, no, we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
so don't worry about that. We're going to get to that. So we're going to get to our What Would You Do segment right now. And we would love for you to put in the comments your answer on what would you do if it was you. So let's give some shout outs. Hey, Jay. Jay was one of our special guests. Hey, Yoli, how you doing? Hey, Y Square 73. Good evening. Good evening, Rhonda. Hello. Thank y'all for tuning in. We are going to get started with our What Would You Do segment. And please put in the chat, what would you do if it was you? And if you are enjoying the show, there is a button underneath the screen that you can send a donation. It's a $, a thank you button. I think it's all the way to the right where you can just click on that and make a donation. We take coins, but we love the ones that fold. So do us a favor and help us out so we can keep this thing going. So here's our first What Would You Do question. My wife wants a BBL. There is absolutely nothing wrong with her natural 52-year-old ass. Between the health risk and the chance of her looking like an ant, I'm not for it. Her mother's willing to pay for it because I flat out told her we are not using our money. Her mother and her friends are telling her it's her body and I'm trying to control her. How would you handle this? First of all, let me just say this. Her mother and her friends need to mind their business. And if she's listening to them and you're okay with her natural body, this is the one thing that baffles me about us as women. When we have a man who loves us for who we are and tells us exactly what he needs, like a man will tell you, I love long hair. Why do women go bald themselves? They'll go cut all their hair off when the man you're laying next to is the person that you should want to be attracted to you. And a man says, no, I like you, don't lose weight, or you're gaining too much weight. We go left listening to our friends. Oh, he's trying to tell you what to do. No, he's telling you his preference and what's going to cause a rift in the relationship. Lamar?
52 years old and what are you trying to keep up with? I don't understand that. I mean, as a man, I mean, his hands are really tied. You can only hope for the best that she just doesn't go too big or it just becomes ridiculous, because now you're making your wife a spectacle. She's going to grab this unnecessary attention. So it has potential to have some problems depending on where this goes. If it's too big or whatever, health risk, whatever. There is. But you got to ask now. He's got to ask himself, why is she doing this? You know, what is she, this attention that now she's seeking? Is she going now? Is her Instagram going to change? You know, what's going to happen? So there's a lot of things that are going on. So as a man, you really don't have a say so. It's going to get to a point where you're going to have to make a decision to stay or go. And you know, she is seeking some attention for some reason. You know, some validation. So. It's unfortunate.
And let me say this: I would say, you know, let me talk to your mother and your girlfriends, right? I'm so serious. I would say this if I was there. Tell your mother and your girlfriend to come over. I have a cookout or something. I'll sit them down and I say, now she goes wherever she going. Hopefully she goes to the right doctors, because a lot of these women can't really afford them and they're going and they're dying. So I will say to her mother and her friends, if anything goes wrong with her, like if something happens as a health risk, are you going to take care of her if she develops some type of rejection to the BBL or something? Are you going to take care of her? Seriously, if it comes out, and I will tell her, so you want to look like all these other women out here with the same shape. When I'm telling you as your husband, you look good. And like you said, Lamar, there's something going on that he needs to ask her. Who are you trying to impress?
Yeah, I mean, you're 52.
Am I not paying attention to you enough?
Yeah, I mean, we got to start getting back to the point. It's okay to get old, guys. It's okay to have a little, you know, mature, weathered look on you. You're not supposed to look young forever.
Right. And we have to stop. And a lot of women, I'm talking to my Generation X women, because we cater to a Generation X crowd. We have to stop looking at Love and Hip Hop. We have to stop looking at basketball. We're too old for this. We have to stop looking at basketball. These are fake shows. And we are basing our life around looking at these women who have the money to upkeep all of this. And we have to stop thinking that we have to be in competition with these young girls, because I always look at these young women who have BBLs, these young women who are putting fillers in their lips. And I'm thinking about when you're 52, 60 years old, you can't maintain that no more. Do you know what that's going to look like? I even see older women, like especially older white women, with tattoos that are sagging. And I have tattoos. And I'm like, to God be the glory. I stopped at a certain point because that looks crazy. That looks crazy when your tattoos are sagging. And after a while, you're older and you have these rock titties. That looks crazy.
I mean, I thought the whole purpose of any type of surgery is to go back to its natural state, you know. And sometimes I think it's like, hey, I bought this car, but I want to put these 26-inch wheels on them. Like, come on, man, they don't fit. Like, don't like, why are we?
It's a nice car already.
It's already nice. It's like, if you say, hey, I want to get some titties because I had kids and they sagging, okay, but that don't mean go up to Dolly Parton. I mean, go to the appropriate size that they should have looked like when you were 21. You know, like that's to me, it's like, make it look natural. But it's just, we always want the super size. You know, I remember we were kids and McDonald's first came out with super size.
Yes.
I was just like, why?
My thing is this. I don't want surgery, period. Like, if I have a health issue, I'm nervous about surgery. If I have to, if there's something physically and they say we need to operate. I had a hernia removed years ago, and I was all to pieces. I was all to pieces because I had to have surgery, because I don't want you putting me to sleep. None of these things. So for me to do this just for cosmetic reasons, and like you said, I am so not against a boob job, because I need one. I'm so not against that. But that came from me having children, them giving me stuff to dry the milk up.
But you're not gonna go 2 sizes too big either. So it's
right.
Like, it's like,
right. So this is the only thing I could say to him. Like, it is actually her decision, but I would really have a conversation with my wife and say, one, you need to tell your mother and your friends to stay out of our business. This is our life that we're spending together. How would you like if I went and did something and you said to me, like you always say, Lamar, put the shoe on the other foot. How would you like if you said to me, don't do this, and I went and did it anyway? You wouldn't be happy about that. So you should respect my wishes. And like he said, you look good already. You're okay. I'm not complaining. So who's complaining and who are you trying to impress? So
Who are you trying to impress? I mean, if your
yeah,
husband's going like, I still want it, and you want to alter it, you're trying to impress someone. So
yes,
that's why
somebody else.
I would start there.
Yes. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. And I am Trey Kearney, your host. This is my co-host.
Lamar Hall.
And we are here to bridge the gap between Generation X men and women by having honest conversations and ending the gender war, just listening to each other. And I don't want us bickering back and forth. I want us to really understand the mind of a man. And that's why we answer these questions from a female and a male perspective. So we're going to get to our next question. Hello. I'm not sure if this has been discussed on the show, but how often should couples over 50 have sex? My man only wants it a couple times a week now, but that's really not enough for me. I would love if I could have it every day. I know that's unrealistic and I'm willing to compromise. It was way more frequent when we first got together last year. In the last few months, it has dropped drastically. He claims he's tired and I'm asking for too much. I'm starting to get in my own head thinking he's getting it from somebody else. Please let me know your thoughts.
First off, no, he's not getting it from anybody else. He's fucking 50 years old. So he's not a rabbit anymore, and it doesn't get hard like it used to anymore. So cut him some fucking slack. God damn, man. Like every day over 50? What are we doing here? That's
she said she would like to, but she's willing.
I know, but who's signing up for that at 50 plus years old? And now she's feeling frustrated. I think me personally, I'm 53, and I would consider myself to have an above average sexual appetite. 3 or 4 times is good for me. You can catch me.
That's what she's saying. 2 times is not enough for her.
3 or 4. I would say 3 or 4. You can't, and you gotta plan the week out. So okay, so let's say starting on Sunday, get you one in Sunday morning or get Sunday night. You make it that everybody get in the shower. You get your Saturday, your Sunday sex in, boom. Then Wednesday. So now you didn't give him a 2-day break. That Wednesday one should be a little bit more passionate. So now you're up to 2. So then you're happy for the weekend. Yeah, it might be date weekend, date night. Now you got him on Friday, and then you can follow back up on Saturday. You're back in there.
I think that every couple is different, and there has to be conversations because everybody has to be satisfied. Every day is a little much extra, but 2 times a week, and this is the thing too. Men say this about women, so we got to flip the script here. Men say about women, when I first met you, you was swinging from the chandelier. It was every day you was doing this. Now this is the reverse. Like when she met him, it was more frequent. So now she's seeing a change. So I would say that they really need to have a conversation to compromise. Like you said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That's
3 times on Sunday.
Yeah. We're 50 plus. I mean, so the whole thing is, are you just laying on your back? Because if he's doing all the work, come on now.
And we got questions too about what type of job does he have? Like, is he out doing construction in the hot sun in the middle of the summer? Is he working 2 jobs? Is he working doubles? What is your dynamic in that house? Like, who's doing what? Because if he's saying he's tired, what is he tired from? What can you alleviate from him to help him, have less on his plate? We always say alleviate stuff for the women, but what can you do to alleviate to have less stress on him? Because maybe there's something that you can do to take some of the pressure off of him. Is he working 2 jobs, and are you working? Is he the breadwinner? Like, there's some questions that we need to answer, but there always has to be a compromise because both people should be satisfied. Both people should be satisfied. Both people should come to a happy medium. And every day ain't gonna work for none of us. But I do have to tell you this: there's a phase in a woman's life around 50 to 53 where you just get a whole bunch of energy back, and it's like you want it every. I'm telling you, I'm a woman. Let me see what 48.
I look forward to it.
I'm gonna say 48 to 52. There's this burst of like you're 17 again and you want it all the time. And I don't know about the other women, but yeah. So
I look forward to that age group.
yes, I'm telling you. So there's a happy medium, ma'am. So just sit down and talk to him and just tell him I'm feeling neglected a little bit. I'm feeling like you're rejecting me, and I know that you're tired. What can I do to make this better for us? Because sometimes it's just the delivery instead of you ain't doing it like you used to, and is you cheating, and that's not gonna get it. Like I would tell him, I really like you. I really like sleeping with you, and I would really like to do it more. And what can I do? Like I said, what can you do to take something off his plate so that he's not tired? And maybe it's something medical, Lamar. Maybe he needs some vitamins, or like you said, a little Viagra every now and then.
I mean, guys, if you know the woman you marry is she's average or above average with her sexual appetite, and that is going to require it's all fun and games when you can keep up, but you have to make a decision on your health, and there's going to be certain things you're going to have to address to be more preventative in the long term to be able to perform longer, because you can't have a bad diet and not going to the gym and not taking things serious. You have to really look at that if you want to please this woman, or you're going to have a very sexually frustrated woman in your home. So
men are creatures of habit. So all of a sudden he don't want to, that he might be cheating. I mean, there's a possibility of that, but
could be. But we're talking 50 plus older men, are not demanding sex the way they did at 25. It just our bodies are changing, and I will admit I'm 53. My appetite is not as plentiful as it was when I was just 50.
Right.
So it's just I do feel it changing now. So which just makes you rethink things. Which I don't have that built up anger in me, like because I'm like, man, I gotta go jerk off, and I don't do that. I don't masturbate. I don't look at porn. I don't do that, and it doesn't. If I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, I'm okay. It's no big deal anymore. So that I know I'm getting older, because the older me be like, no, I'm going crazy. So,
right. Is he depressed? I'm glad y'all are putting your comments in here, because if she's watching, these are just some questions that she needs to ask. Is he depressed? How much work is he doing? How many jobs does he have? What can she do to alleviate some of the pressure for him? And maybe if men like foreplay too. Maybe you're not massaging his back when he comes home from work, or rubbing his feet, or maybe you need to give him oral when he comes home from work, when he walks in the door. Maybe you need to be in lingerie. Like, what are you doing to enhance the sexual experience that makes him want to? Because I can't see no man turning away.
Yeah, we're visual. And then, there are going to be key words and dirty talk and things like that kind of brings us out of our comfort zone. That is intriguing, and that's what gets the blood rushing. So
you sending him dirty text messages and pictures, or you in lingerie, like what are you doing to enhance the experience other than saying, I want to have sex every day? Women always say we want that foreplay, and I'm not just talking about a man rubbing us down there. We want the treat me nice, buy me flowers. That's all foreplay. Like, what are you doing for him?
Right.
That makes him feel like, I want to come home. I want to lay next to you. Are you cuddling with him? Are you really like initiating sex, or are you just waiting for him? Because a lot of women do that too. Like, a lot of women, we don't do it enough, but you're not initiating. Like, you just waiting for him. So sometimes you need to initiate. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned in to Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Right now we're doing our What Would You Do segment, and we're going to get to our next viewer question. My wife lost weight and her damn mind. We've been together since high school, almost 30 years, and now she wants to dress like a streetwalker. I'm embarrassed on so many levels, not only me, but our 2 grown sons. My family has distanced themselves because no one wants to bring their man around her. My sister told me if she dresses revealing, don't bring her when I come to visit. I've expressed how I feel over the last 2 years, and she has no regard for my feelings. I'm all out of ideas. I'm ready to walk. What would you do?
Time to walk, man. It's like he's exhausted every plausible,
I
reason
love that
to.
she had that surgery because I saw a video where somebody was talking about that surgery where women get skinny and then their personality is different because they've been big for so long. So
Mhm.
was she a big woman in high school?
Oh,
Because
sounds
their
like
personality, when people get skinny, like when I know some mean girls now who were nice fat girls and they mean skinny girls. And I'm like, because you lost weight now, you think something. So this is a personality disorder. I'm telling you, like he needs to, and sometimes you never know what you have until it's gone. So you may have to give her a drastic jolt. About, and again, we're not here to cause people divorce or to promote divorce. But when somebody's not listening to you and your wife is walking around like a prostitute at in 30 years, y'all gotta be in your 50s. Y'all got 2 grown sons and your sons are embarrassed. Like sometimes you gotta drop the guillotine. If she's not listening, if your children are embarrassed and they're telling her and your family, like I've had people in my family, and I'm just like, don't come around here dressed like that. Don't, people's husbands are here. Have some respect. Like, there's a time and a place for everything, and maybe sit down and talk to her and say, listen, when we go out dancing, do you, boo? Or when we go certain places, do you? But when we are at family cookouts or we're going to my mom's house, this is not what we're doing. Because again, if your sister said don't bring her, y'all are already separated because you have to do things separate from her because people don't want her at their house. So you may have to walk away.
social media is horrible, man. These are the stories that people don't get glorified. These are the things social media destroys relationships. I have to
Yeah,
believe this has to be a way bigger problem than we can even imagine. So, and it's only
yeah,
going to get
I agree. Social media has really gone to people's head. Social media is not real life.
not
Like
real.
people really just be doing the most to get attention on social media. Is she posting on social media? Like what's her angle? Like what is her angle? Like what
Yeah.
does she wait a minute now? He might need to be concerned because maybe she's seeing somebody else.
Well,
Because
she is seeking attention, and which is going to be natural. I mean, if you're the ugly duckling your most of your life, and then all of a sudden you become a beautiful swan, and you don't know all of this new attention, you're most people don't handle it correctly. So it's not that she's looking for it; it's just coming to her at a rate that she can't handle it, and she
but
and just
it's been 2 years and she's dressing a certain way.
but that's what I'm saying. She's just not. It's forming who she is. As somebody. I see on social media sometimes, and they understand why women think the way that they think. It's like if I got a phone call every day, or I had 100 women in my DMs, hey, let me take you to lunch, or let me take you here. If women were doing that to me, is it wrong for me to have an inflated attitude? No. So men don't blame women because they're suckers doing it. The problem is that when you're a married woman and that type of attention is coming to you and you don't know how to process it, now it's changing your reality. You're not even looking at your husband right no more. You're looking at and that's there's nothing you can really do about that. That's just that person just has a sickness because they no longer live in reality. If you can't look and say, all of this attention is not real. These guys don't want you. They don't want to be your husband and build something with you. And that gets distorted. And unfortunately, you're
Let me
not
say
sure.
this, husband, sir. If I was you, I have a final family meeting with my wife and my 2 children because y'all are the nucleus. I would have a family meeting and I would say, it's intervention time. You know how drug addicts intervention it's intervention time for the drug of attention that she's getting. Because clearly, I don't know who's paying attention because everybody else in your family is appalled. But the outside attention, I would sit down with her and my two sons, and we would have a real conversation. And I would tell her, this is unacceptable. If I was walking around with gray sweatpants on and my balls out, how would you feel? If I was running around with no shirt on and showing up in front of your family and behaving this way, how would you feel? And I would have my sons let her know, like, this is embarrassing to us around the family. We don't want to bring our girlfriends around you or whatever, whoever they're dating. We don't want to bring them around you. We don't want to come to the house anymore because when we come, these are your sons. Your sons don't want to see you half naked. Your sons don't, they have friends and they have colleagues. And, it's a lot of things going on social media. But I would have that final talk with her and I would say, you're making me unhappy. You're not responsible for my happiness, but you are making me unhappy by the way that you're behaving. So we have to figure this out. And I would suggest too, let's get some professional help because I understand. I don't know how long she was fat. And I'm sorry for people who might be offended by fat because everybody's offended by something. But I don't know how long she was overweight, right? So that's a whole mental thing of being overweight, whether she was overweight from high school, because you guys are high school sweethearts and you took her because maybe she thought you took me. Thank God you took me because nobody else wanted me. But what psychologically is going on with her and how long was she overweight? Was she just overweight after she had your children and she finally got the weight off? And is she working out with a trainer? Because you got to watch them trainers. You got to watch them trainers. Them trainers be really training. You got to watch them massage therapists now. They be really massaging. They don't just be massaging. They be giving happy endings now. So you got to watch all these things. But I would sit down with her and my two sons. We would have a serious conversation. And if she could not pull herself together and would not be willing to go to therapy to save the family, then I would really consider thinking for yourself what's next for you. Because the real reality is, can you deal with this for the rest of your life? If nothing changes, if she just says, to hell with you, I'm going to dress the way I want to dress. Can you deal with this for the rest of your life? You have two decisions. I'm going to deal with this for the rest of my life, or I'm going to walk away. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. And right now we are doing our What Would You Do segment where we answer our viewers' questions. And we're going to do one more.
Yeah, do one more.
One more. Let me see. I went on a date with a woman and she suggested a very expensive restaurant. So I took her. At the end of the date, she rejected my kiss by saying she doesn't kiss on the first date and gave me the dog pat hug on my back. After I thought about it, I texted her and asked her to pay me back for half the bill. Of course, she was appalled and went off. Was I wrong?
Yep, you was wrong. Take the L, brother. Keep it moving. That's a simple one.
Let me say this to the brothers. I just really want to say this. Stop taking women out to expensive restaurants. And it doesn't have to be McDonald's or whatever. But if you're expecting something because you take a woman to an expensive restaurant, then chances are your feelings going to be hurt. Because a lot of women are just going out for free meals. Let me just tell y'all that.
Yeah.
So I would say for first dates, seriously, in this climate with women going out using men, because there's a lot of women that are this is just not a good time for dating. But in this climate, tell a woman, I want to take you to a nice coffee shop, or I want to take you to a nice martini bar. I don't even want to take you to dinner. I want to take you for a couple of drinks, right? So, the drinks are probably $15. So if you have two drinks, $15 for her, $30 for her, $60 date. Just want to go to a martini bar. Let's talk for a minute. Or I just want to take you out for a brunch, a nice coffee date. I want to take you for a walk in the park. And if that woman is interested in going on a date with you to get to date number 2, she'll go with you. She will go with you. So stop spending all this money on a woman. And women, stop suggesting expensive places if you ain't willing to put out. Like, serious business. We old. Now, these are over 50 conversations, right?
Right.
Can we be real?
Yeah.
We're not stupid. We hear these talks all the time on social media. We talk to people. We know that when somebody takes you to a certain level place, when somebody does certain things, they're expecting something in return. Unfortunately, this is why I enjoy, if I'm going on a date, I enjoy a moderate date. So nobody expects anything from anybody. You don't got to take me. You, like I said, I'll go with you. I'll go for coffee because I want to see if I'm feeling you first. So you could take me to coffee. You could take me. We can go for a hike through the park. We can walk through the park. We do whatever. Like, we don't have to go anywhere expensive because I don't like you. I don't want you to feel taken for a ride because sometimes people just don't like each other. Sometimes people just don't like each other. And a real woman, right? I don't want an expensive. A real woman is not looking for an expensive date like that. I'm not impressed by a man that'll take me to an expensive restaurant. I'm not. I'm impressed by somebody who has like interest, somebody who's a gentleman. So I can see all of these things wherever you take me. So men, I'm telling y'all,
Gotta be smart, man. We make those mistakes. I did it. You know, it's when you get out in that dating world, and that's the game. So he might just be getting out there. Take the L's. It'll make you stronger, but you'll learn, dude. I got taken a couple of times. It happens, man. It just,
her, first of all, her suggesting he said very, very expensive. Her suggesting that should have been a red flag to you.
I've had that done too. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you
had a woman suggest an expensive restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was running through a bunch of money, you know, and I look back at it and going, man, that was really stupid. But you got to take the lessons learned with it. I mean, there's lessons to be learned. Now I know what woman. So when sometimes we'll be like, damn, dog, you short with them because I already identified. I done met her before, so you know, it's like I already know you full of shit. So well, I mean, I'm punting on third down. So.
Wow.
It can come across very harsh, but that's the reality of a man that is out there dating. He's gonna step on more landmines than anything, and it hardens him. So you know.
Well, bro, listen, you don't need that little, and if you couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have took it in the first place. But you don't need that little bit of money back. Move on.
Yeah, move on, bro.
Move on. Keep it moving, and
it just makes it tough. It just makes it tough for the next one. That's all it is.
Yeah. So take the L. So we're gonna that was our segment. What would you do? We're gonna move on to our next thing. So there's a video up where everybody's commenting on it and going off. So I'm gonna pull that video up and we're gonna talk a little bit about this, and then we'll keep it moving after this. So here we go. Is threatening to walk away because I'm not giving blowjobs anymore. I'm done. I've done them for 27 years. I feel like it's my time and I don't desire that part of intimacy anymore. I've always been a little uncomfortable doing it. I've done it often because I knew he liked it. I do not want to do it anymore. Our children are grown and out of the house. I put everyone before me for years. It's my time. And saying no to things I don't want to do is part of that. Am I wrong? What would you do?
Sometimes.
Oh wait, hold on.
Sometimes, if you're not turned on, then you don't want to do it. So I want to know, like, what is it that's not turning her on with her husband? Because when you love your man,
she said it's her time. She's done it for 27 years, and she just don't want to do it no more.
No, that's not true. You always, when you with your man and you love him, you want to do it. You do want to do it. So it's something that's turning her off, and that's her excuse. Maybe she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, but it's something that's turning her off that is making her not want to do it with him. And I don't know what that is. It could be many things. It could be his body change. It could be the way he smells. It could be something he's done with somebody else and she can't get over it. Because when you love your man and y'all, maybe the sex might not be every day, but you want to do it because it's not just for him. A blowjob is for you too. You know, so when your man turns you on, you want to do it because it turns you on too. Sometimes it's more for the woman than it is the man. It's just that the reaction that the man gets from it also turns the woman on. So it's something that she's not turned on by, something that's making her not want to do it.
I think it's this. I believe people because she has no reason to lie to us. It'd be one thing if she lied to him. She said, it's been 27 years. She's probably 55 or older, 50 to 60, whatever age, that Generation X. She said, this is my time. But when you make a commitment to somebody and you come into a relationship and you have agreed to certain things, now, I say this all the time. If you want your man to be monogamous, you are obligated to fulfill his needs. If you don't want your man to go get a blowjob from somebody else, you better get on your knees. Did I just hit a hot 16?
Maybe I'm about to high five.
So in the comments, Lamar, there were so many women that were defending her.
Yeah.
That, oh, maybe it's him, maybe it's him. But when I said, like you said, if that man said it's my time, my kids are grown, it's been 27 years, I ain't paying no more bills because it's my time. Everybody would have a fit and say he's dead wrong and say he was selfish. But they're saying that she's not selfish. That is a double standard if I ever heard one. Because if she's saying it's my time, that is selfish. Like, you don't get to say it's your time because you decide it's your time because the kids is grown and now you don't want to do it. So
the lack of accountability with women just ceases to amaze me on a daily basis. I mean, there's sometimes you can serve things up on a silver platter and they'll still look at it and go, nah, that's not it. You know, it's like, come on, guys. You know, it's like you got, again, swap it. If it was him, it's not acceptable. But for her, we kind of see her point. Like, come on, the double standard has to stop. And you got to start, other women have to start calling other women to the center of the court and go like, listen, enough's enough. Men aren't asking for much. This man is trying to provide, be a husband, do whatever he needs to do. He's not asking for much, you know? And even if you are turned off, if you tell him what's wrong, he will fix it.
And that's what everybody was saying. Well, maybe something's wrong with it, but you have to tell him what's wrong. You can't just cut the man off and say,
Right.
it's my time.
You know,
because if he, like I said, if he cut her off, everybody would be up in arms. If he said, I don't want to sleep with you no more, everybody would be saying he's cheating.
Oh, he's cheating. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. It's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm the type of man, I wish I was like this when I was married, because, you know, when I was going through those type of scenarios, I'd be like, cool, you know what I mean? You just gave me permission, go get me a girlfriend, you know? Oh, but hold up. No, hold up. Now, which one do you choose? Because there has to be a choice. Either I got a girlfriend and you cool with it, or you're going to take care of it. There's no third option.
Right. There's no cut.
And I think more men need to start taking that stance and be like, listen, man, I got two choices. I'm going to have a girlfriend who's going to fulfill my needs, or you're going to fulfill my needs.
Right.
You can't, it's that simple, ladies, you know, and men, sometimes men are so afraid to stand up. And I think for a really long time, and I did it in my marriage, you just kind of go with the flow. Sometimes just say no. Say, no, we're not doing it that way.
Right.
You know, like, you know.
And again, like Jade is saying, she's going cold turkey. Why? 27 years. That's not the point. The point is you don't get to just go cold turkey because you feel like you want to go cold turkey. Nobody has to pull teeth. Like, again, if that man said, it's my time, I'm not going to work no more, I'm taking my retirement fund and I'm going to travel the world, everybody will be on his neck. Everybody will be like, what? Or if he said, I'm not sleeping with you no more. Like, it's my time. I done pumped you all I want to, and I'm not doing it no more. Every woman in them comments, if it was reversed, would be saying that he is wrong. He's wrong. No, he don't get to just do that. He don't get to just go take his money. Yes, he does.
So look, I got a funny story. So I was going back and forth with my cousin on Instagram today because I saw a thing that said, in the last 7 months, Cardi B lost her husband and her boyfriend. Somebody said that WAP ain't whopping. So I'm like, so my cousin's like coming at me because I sent it to her. And I'm like, why can't you just admit that she left her husband, who's a mild cheater, to this supreme cheater that everybody's like, don't do it. And you're surprised of the outcome. And she's like, at least she left him. I'm like, hey man, y'all will never call each other to the carpet and be like, yeah, she was stupid. Your husband who married you, who you had kids with, was cheating. Okay, we're not saying it's right, but you went and dated someone who people like, that's ridiculous. Look,
Yes.
make it make sense, ladies. I gotta the reasoning skills are horrible.
No, because we have to stop making excuses for women. After 27 years, there is no reason for you to say, I'm never giving my husband a blowjob again. Point blank, period. There's a reason why she's not. It has to be something that he's doing, or it could be his. No, this is her. Whatever it is, whatever her issue is, she needs to articulate that. This is on her to be accountable for why she stopped. It has to do with him because he don't know what's going on. She just said, it's my time. It's been 27 years. I put everybody before me, and now I'm going to do me. Just like Tia did, that twin that left her husband. Now she's saying that the streets ain't for her and that it ain't as lovely outside as it is. And just like, what's her name, Eva Marcel, she went back to her husband because she had left or whatever. I don't know what the situation, but she went back to her man, and now she posted up with him like, yep, I'm with my king. So a lot of times women are going out here cutting men off, talking about his daytime, only to double back because ain't shit outside, period. So I don't care what she said. After 27 years, you can't just decide that I'm not sucking my husband's penis anymore because I don't feel like it. That's not how this works, because he can't just decide that I'm not doing the things that I am obligated to do as a man in this relationship without the world coming down on his neck. So he gets to not say, after 27 years, I'm tired of being a provider and a protector. But she gets to say, after 27 years, I'm tired of giving blowjobs. No, that's not how it works. You can't be tired of fulfilling your obligation that you signed up for. Sorry, not sorry.
Do we ever get answers to these? Can you email them back and be like, hey, like,
well, I don't email these people back because that'd be too much for me. But if I get any back,
I'll listening. Like, man, we need answers to some of this stuff.
Well, okay. Well, listen, if you're listening if you listen and you want to check back in and let us know if your marriage is still intact or you giving them a blowjob again, yes, no. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. Now we're going to get to our Let's Sip on That segment, which is our celebrity relationship news. And this is, I'm going to add this. Let me see if it goes right to the stage. So this guy is, if you don't know, his name is Latrell Whitfield. I think I'm saying it right. He is the founder of the Dear Wifey podcast. If you know, it's a really popular podcast that really is a big popular podcast. So he was single, and now he's found his fiance, and they are slated to get married soon, allegedly. But he's showing this, and he said he's not going to show her face until she's walking down the aisle. How y'all feel about that? Lamar, why wouldn't he show his fiance's face? I'm curious because I wouldn't be okay with that.
Well, I look at it like this, and I'm a semi-private person. You know, I'm not a public person like that. So if I was in the spotlight, like if we had 1 million people viewing and stuff like that, I think I would be very less likely to show my partner, especially if I was already famous and then I met someone.
The terrorist, thank you.
Yeah, so I would respect that, you know. And if me being a man, if I was with someone who was famous like that beforehand, I would want to keep it, because there's going to be an element of people that are not going to be happy for you, and they're going to
So
come at your
why
throat.
even show? Why show her
Oh,
hand?
he wants to send a message, you know, because that's a way for a man to announce to social media, I'm no longer available. So please don't put me in compromising positions. So he can say he covered his bases, because I do this in my relationships. As the signals start going out, and you start going, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And maybe I will, or maybe I won't show you who it is, but you're going to sense that someone is there. And that's so that you, and I'm, first off, I'm covering my ass. Second off is I'm letting y'all know. So if you bring any nonsense in here, it's going to be taken, you know, it's going to be addressed accordingly. So he's just covering his ass. So every man should do that if he is someone and he has someone in his life like that. I would
As a
be.
woman, I'm sorry. I don't even. It's not even about. You
But
have.
okay, so that's fine. What if now people will start coming at you, and they all your exes and anything you've done, all your indiscretions. Now they want to prove to him everything, maybe things you didn't want to tell him. You know, maybe things you didn't be like, hey, hey man, I was with her and I did this, or I would, you know, and men don't want, you know, that's a thing that
No,
men.
he said her face won't be shown until we walk down the aisle. That's what his exact words were. So he's going to
Maybe he
show.
wants to make it official. Maybe he don't want to, you know, he wants to make sure that they walk across the aisle, because he does have a lot to lose. I mean, he has a podcast geared towards women. So, I mean,
No, his podcast is geared toward men and women, toward couples. I just have to say this: like, if you're not gonna show me, then don't. Then I have, like I said, I have a problem with that. Maybe it's a publicity stunt or whatever it might be, but I would be like, what's the problem? Like, we're publicly dating, like we're getting married. Like, there's no reason on this planet why you should be hiding my face, period. Like, if I'm your lady and we're engaged, then I don't know why you're hiding my face.
we got a question. Lamar said, how would you feel about your lady of several years asking to reintroduce protection during intimacy after having a pregnancy scare? A guy friend of mine is struggling with this now. I would think if he doesn't want children, he probably would understand that. You know, did he want a child, or does he want a child? Because that has a lot to do with how the scare was perceived. Is it, you know, did it just scare her because, you know, she knows that there's probably no relationship, or did it scare him? Because if it scared him, if he doesn't want to have kids, then he'll automatically protect himself.
No, she want protection.
I know that, but that's what I'm saying, you know, but I'm saying, was he scared in that scenario? It sounds like she was, but was he scared? Or he was like, I want a kid anyway. Because if he wants a kid, he's probably more the advocate that he doesn't want to use protection. So then that's where it's going to be a problem in the relationship.
Yes. Thank you. Y'all need to hit the like button, folks. Yes, y'all hit the like button.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, Al.
And hey, make a donation. If you are enjoying the show, you can hit that thank you button and make a donation. And we thank you. Yes, Al. Al is our people. Hey, Al. Good evening. So again, I would have a problem if it was me being hidden like that. So we still got some time. So I want to pull up another video that somebody sent me and asked me what we thought about this. So I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
With my chest out, standing strong. I'm not washing no man clothes. I'm not cooking for no man. I'm not massaging no man. I'm not doing anything to a man unless he is legally my husband. Let me say this again. You girlfriends want to do wifey duties to a man and you're not even his wife.
I mean, stand on your business and see what that gets you. I mean, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So it's like, you know, reality, if you are single for the next 3 years and you're like, damn, you'll reevaluate yourself. Patience, you know, father time is undefeated. So
let me just say this. Now, the rest of the video, the man said that she says she's married. You did something to get that man to marry you. So don't say you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not washing. When you're dating a person, you do nice things for the people that you like. You do things for your family, you do things for your friends. So you're not gonna do nothing for your man. So why would he be with you if you ain't doing nothing for him? If you can't invite him to your home and cook him a meal, why wouldn't you say, oh, you coming over tonight? I'm cooking. So you not cooking a meal because he not your husband? Like, you sound crazy. Like, I'm not cooking, I'm not massage. You wouldn't massage his back? Like, what?
So why is a married woman doing that? Is it self-sabotage at this point that you just want to just implant these young women with these bad ideologies? I don't understand what's the end
But she
game.
got her husband.
Right. What I'm saying is, like, what is the end game for her, and why is she telling young ladies don't do this, knowing it's not going to get them a husband?
Of course, listen.
She probably did it. What we're saying is, like, what's the sabotage? Why is this? I think it's just all of this social media. That's why you really can't believe anything. And I think people are really going to have to start analyzing content and being like, is this real? Is this fake? And don't engage in it. It's like, where is the truth anymore? Because I see certain people on certain skits throughout Instagram a week, and I'm like, why is shit always happening to them? I go, these are skits.
Right.
So it's like, and it's just, now you have to treat every one of these as a skit, because now if they don't cross or the algorithm isn't the same, what can you believe anymore?
Listen, my thing is this. I think for myself, I'm a grown woman, and ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do for a man and what not to do for a man. I know that there are boundaries that I shouldn't cross and certain things that I should not be doing for a man, but that is my decision on what I want. If I want to sleep with a man on the first night, that's up to me. That's not going to change the relationship. The relationship gonna go the way it's supposed to go. The relationship gonna go. If you wait 6 months to sleep with a man, or if you wait 1 day to sleep with a man, if that man don't want you, he ain't gonna want you after the 6 months, or he ain't gonna want you after the first date. So you have to be able to be grown enough to think for yourself. And so many women are seeking validation. They want to hear what they want to hear. And this is why some of these podcasters are growing, because so many women want to hear what they want to hear. They want to hear that they're right. They want to hear that a man should be doing all this stuff, but you don't have to do nothing. But this woman right here, I bet she expected this man who married her to do everything. You need to pick me up. You need to open the car door. Now, what if men were saying, I ain't opening the car door for a bitch. I ain't buying a bitch dinner. Excuse my language. I ain't taking her nowhere. I ain't doing nothing for her. Why would I marry a man that said the same exact words that she said? I ain't doing nothing for her. I'm just going to show up and we're going to sit and look at each other.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous when you say it from a man's point of view. But for some reason, when a woman says it, everybody sits and go, you go, girl. And men are standing around looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, really? What? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, we need women like Trey that will go, you guys are full of it. This makes no sense.
Because that's crazy. Like, if a man said the same exact things about the things that we think, I'm not protecting no woman. She could walk on the outside of the street because I'm not buying the food. If I'm not giving her no help, I'm not massaging her back. I'm not listening to her when she needs to be. I'm not doing nothing for no woman that ain't my wife. We women would be like, he is crazy. What's wrong with him?
I would murder him.
He's not a man. He just wants to use women. Like, it's crazy. But
murdered.
I just wanted to share that clip because somebody
Yeah.
shared and said, what do you guys think about this? I think that a lot of these people on social media say whatever they could say to go viral. And that's where we have to be careful because young women are listening. Now, any old head that listen to that is crazy and they need to get duped. But our younger women are listening to this stuff and we must stop promoting this trash. So we're going to get to one more thing and then we're going to get to our health and wellness segment because our time is running out. I just wanted to share this and I just wanted to clap for Shaq.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
Shaq told this dude, what's his name?
Robert Griffin III.
He told him, if you say one more thing about my girl Angel Reese, I'm gonna punch you in your effing face. And I just wanted to applaud Shaq because we need more men to stand up for our Black women and tell these men, this is not what you're going to do to this young lady. This is a very young woman who is very impressionable and vulnerable. And for a Black man to be tearing her down for whatever reason is ludicrous. And Shaq, thank you for going up in his mouth because I appreciate you, my brother, for saying that if you say one more thing about her, I'm coming to look for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's clap it up for Shaq. Because he deserves
I caught the tail end of this. What did Robert Griffin III, what did he say?
He been tearing Angel Reese apart. Like he been
was it derogatory towards her play or was it
derogatory? Even when she has a good game. Like, you know, I haven't been watching lately, but a couple people in the chat saying
I heard she's been playing better, but I am not necessarily a fan just due to the young arrogance. You know, I come from an era of play ball, man. Like don't talk.
Right, but see, the era that we come from is very different than what's going on right now. Like these
I get
people,
it, but I'm just watching the men's game and I'm looking. It's like nobody is on TV talking about me. Like don't do that. Don't do that. That's a bad persona to have. You're asking for people to attack you and then let's just say the play doesn't match up all the time. Now you're giving people opportunities. You know, you have to be quiet on the way up so you can be silent on the way down. So it's like, be humble. You know, it's like she does have a me type of thing. She did it when she won the championship and she did this in the girl's face. You don't do those things. You know, that's bad sportsmanship. So that gives people a reason, and I can be included in that, to pass some type of judgment. But I would never.
There's a level.
I would never attack a woman on a platform to try to tear her down. I would encourage her, young lady, let your play speak for your body of work.
Right. And it's just a level of disrespect that's
right. And he's an
different
athlete.
when it's a Black man on a young Black woman. Like we are already the most unprotected women, you know. So he needs to, and I'm just so glad that Shaq shut him down because again, I know sports commentators, we're supposed to talk about, you're supposed to talk about the sport, not the personality. You're supposed to talk about the sport. And again, as a Black man on a Black woman like that and just saying things, even when she's having good games, just tearing her apart, it's just a level of disrespect that's not necessary. And again, I love when a Black man stands up for a sister when necessary.
Agreed.
So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host,
Lamar Hall.
And we are going to get to our health and wellness segment, Beauty and the Beast. Lamar, what is your tip of the week?
So I've been doing research. So you guys know I've been talking about, alkaline in your body and, raising your pH and things of that nature. So reason I've been doing that is that there's studies that are showing that because cancer runs on both sides of my family. So I have purposely turned my entire life to alkaline because they say cancer survives in an acidic body. So someone like me, it's on my mother and my father's side. My grandfather passed of it. So and I know I drink high pH water and things of that nature. So, I've had some instances and things so I know that it's like that. So I'll just share it with you guys that do your research, but you can change your diet, change your lifestyle, if you know you have certain histories in your family.
All right, good. So I wanted to share. I was looking online. I went to the doctor today, and I was just looking online because they told me a couple things I need to do about vitamins and antioxidants. And I was just looking online, and it just showed me that pomegranates, Chinese apples. Did y'all call them Chinese apples when y'all was kids?
Mm-mm.
Well, we did. In the hood.
I never had. I only had a pomegranate maybe once. I have the juice, but I've never had like.
Oh yeah, we used to eat it when we was kids. We called them Chinese apples. I don't know why, but pomegranates, they are rich in antioxidants, vitamins. Pomegranates provide vitamin C, vitamin K, and folate. They contain potassium and other minerals. So a lot of us are lacking in minerals, and that's what I was looking up too. So we need to really get in touch with what our body needs. So I was looking just for natural multivitamins and minerals, and I just, I don't want to keep taking a whole, pills and pills, which I really don't, because I take a lot of stuff from doTERRA. But pomegranate, so I'm gonna just get some pomegranate juice. I'm gonna get me a couple of the pomegranate whole. And
What has been? I realized I drink a lot of calories, so I've been getting this. It's a HB. It's called Just Made, so it's just fresh juice, all together. So I'm kind of doing my research, and I've been looking at these juicers. So once you look at something on your phone, I got 500 juicers popping up. So
yes.
So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna drink juice, which I do like juice, I might as well make my own natural or as natural as I can get it,
Yes.
Obviously, and do it.
I
that
have
way.
a juicer. I need to use. I'll start using my juicer again.
Because I'm telling you,
I juice and I just forget the juices in the refrigerator. You're supposed to drink it within 2 days. And then if I don't know how long I had it, I'm like, oh, I don't want to drink that. What if it's so?
Yeah, because I drink, like, I get these Minute Maid juice things, and I could drink one of them almost a night. I have to really stop myself from drinking it.
Oh yeah, you need the juice.
And it's the sugar, and it's the sugar. So I'd rather get a better refined sugar like that. So every time I get my bonus check, I buy myself something kind of like that I wouldn't own it, because I think that the one I saw is like maybe $300 for a juicer.
Oh yeah, they're good though. So
yeah. So
we're gonna get to our final thought. Lamar, what is your final thought of the evening?
My final thought is that people, before reaction, I think we need to continue to do a better job of putting yourself in the other person's shoes. We need to really think these thoughts and these questions that we're having and the things that people are, presenting to us. I think a lot of this takes care of itself once you start looking at it from another perspective. And sometimes that's a little bit harsh. And I think that's something we all should do a little bit better, is definitely looking through it through another person's point of view to come up with the best solution.
I agree. And my final thought is think for yourself. Like every day I see stuff online and I'm like, that don't make no sense to me. So if it don't make no sense to me, I ain't doing it. I don't care how popular it is or how many people like it or how many people comment, hallelujah, amen. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And just think for yourself. And I don't want somebody to tell me what I want to hear. I want somebody to tell me what's going to make me grow, what's going to make me do the right thing, what's going to make me, evolve into something better than I am. I don't want nobody being no yes man for me. That's why I have the right people around me to tell me, girl, go somewhere and sit down. Like, no, you dead wrong. That's not right. I know it sounds good, but that's not right. So again, just think for yourself and your life will be so much better. Everybody's an individual and everybody is going through life from their experiences. So we can't just treat everybody the same. And the best thing for us to do is to think for ourselves. So we thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm Trey Kearney. You can find me on Instagram at Trey Kearney. You can find me on TikTok at Trey Kearney26. And you can find Lamar on
Instagram. It's MAR_T_HALL13.
So we thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank y'all for donating. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you share because sharing is caring. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Same time, same station. Peace and blessings. Good night.